Hi, I'm Reece Scruggs, the guitarist of the band Havok, and let me show you my gear. First off, we have this amazing amplifier head, PV Triple X2. It's completely versatile, from clean sounds to the most distorted sounds you can get, from country licks to death metal noodles. You know, you can get anything out of it, and that's why we love it so much. Predominantly, we run just the rhythm and lead channels with no clean in the mix. Just because we haven't had clean parts really, and we never play them live. On this new record, got a few clean parts, and we might play them live, but as of right now, we're just going full bore, nothing but gain. So I've been playing PV since I was a little kid. When I was 11 years old, my dad got me a PV Rage practice amp, and from there he got me my first real hashtag unit, which is a original block lettered 5150. Which I still have to this day, and I plan on getting buried with it when I'm dead. But what happened with PV was a number of years ago is I ended up getting with a different amp company just because they said they'd give me something to sponsor a tour. Dave was actually the first person to get contacted by PV, and I was with a different amp company at the point in time, and so they offered him a really sick deal on their bassist at the time. From there, my guitar amp deal was out of the picture, and of course I wanted to hop on the PV wagon because I've been playing PV products since I was a little kid. So they hooked me up, and the people over there have been just phenomenal with our group and with us as individuals, and it could not ask for a better amp company, a team, and a product. You know, we love the hell out of these things, and we pump them as much as we possibly can. So from there, of course, the head is going into this very, very sweet cabinet. I don't know the model number or what it's named off the top of my head. It's a pretty standard cabinet that you know, everything gets, you know, put into. So from there, and then as far as speakers go, so Stevens speakers in there. It's a, you know, very stock cabinet. So it sounds phenomenal either way. So pretty cool cabinet with the head. So what we've got here for my wireless system is something that Dave hooked me up with, this Relay Line 6 G55. I had never been much of a wireless person. I always went straight to the cable because I always heard that you couldn't get a better sound than cable. Then we started doing festivals, and then we were going to go on tour with Megadeth, and of course playing way big stages. And Nick and I want to run across the stage, you know, and put on more of a show, and instead of stand there on big stages. So Dave lent me this, and it works great. And the tone that I get through wireless with this is it's just as good, you know. And I don't. Even playing small stages, I don't want to go back to cable. It's just like, oh man, let me run, you know. So yeah, got that thing hooked up, and that's pretty cool. For picks, I'm using a company called Intune guitar picks, and they're out of Virginia, which is where I'm from. But that didn't have anything to do with the choice. They're just, you know, pretty much industry like standard. If you're not going to Dunlop, you're going Intune. They treat us really well, hook us up, and able to put any graphic on here that I want, any size. And of course, I have the state of Virginia's flag on there because I am born and bred from Winchester, Virginia. This is as close to 2 millimeter. I think it's maybe 1/8 or whatever's under 2. I use a really thick pick. It doesn't die immediately. It's not that I pick extremely heavy, but you know, after a show's worth of whatever, a show's worth of picking on a pick, I just chuck it. You know, and I chuck them away because the sides are all worn down and everything. Fresh pick means good tone, means good feel, and makes me happy. All right, so for pedals, I have my pedal board provided by Gator Cases. It's phenomenal. It's got its own little travel gig bag. They've been treating us really well. And we'll start with underneath here. what's powering everything. This is a Decibel 11 Hot Stone, and it's you got the capability of plugging in every single pedal you have, plus the switch unit, without blowing shit up, needing a 1.5 billion little adapter things. So, and that's going to go into all the rest of this junk here. So I have my ISP Decimator 2, which is the best noise suppressor you can get on the market. Nothing comes close. There's some good ones out there, but ISP Decimator, the best you can get. I got some pretty cool effects here. I'm always running an OD all the time. Whatever OD it is, I love ODs. I love overdrive pedals. Not distortion pedals, overdrive pedals. You get the signal on your amp that's good and chunky, then you fill in the holes. And what I like to do is I like to fill in the holes with an overdrive. For this overdrive, it's an MXR modified OD, a custom badass modified OD, that the people over at MXR were very, very nice enough to hook me up with some cool pedals. Over here is a super comp, and that's like really, putting everything together when I'm playing some really fast runs and have some really tight picking on my leads and stuff. It really smooths it out and makes it sound very consistent. Of course, I'm doing everything on my end to be as tight as possible, but it sounds pretty good. And then over here, we got the Pearson Strobe tuner, the Stomp Classic. And it's not only a great strobe tuner that gets you very, very accurate, but it also goes down in 432 hertz. And we go half step down 432. It's something we wanted to experiment with the new record. And of course, you have to have a tuner that can go down a few cents down from 440. So it does that. It does a bunch of other stuff that I don't know that it can do. I'm probably not using it to its its full capability, but it does what I need it to do. And then with all that stuff, we run into this bad boy, the Decibel 11 Switch Doctor. This thing, up until a while ago, just completely, it's a switching system to where you can have certain things on at a time, and you could save the particular sounds in one of these banks, and blah blah blah, so on and so forth. But it just completely, I'm a meat and potatoes guy. I like plugging straight into an amplifier and ripping, and I've always been like that, literally up until just a few years ago. But with needing to move up in the realm of our bands, a tier, or whatever, means we're playing bigger stages, means we're going to be further away from our amplifiers. It's kind of like the wireless thing. Didn't want to play through wireless system just because I always like cable, meat and potatoes kind of person. I don't like change a lot. But Dave really, really sold me on this thing, and he was the one who helped me set it up, program it. It's a little messy now, which is okay. We're just getting on tour at the moment. But so this thing, I've got just two settings, and this is my rhythm channel, and the things that are on here, of course, the head, this, and these, and that's it. And I programmed it as such. I saved it right there. So every time I go here, it not only has all these things activated, but it also switches the head, the channels for the head. This is my effects unit for my leads. It's my solo channel, where I do all the flash stuff. And this thing rules. It's simple once you get a hold of it and you're willing to learn. And it's awesome. It's great. I don't know what I'd do without it now. All the way back through here is a MXR Dunlop carbon copy, and it's a delay. And for the longest time, going back to that meat and potatoes thing, I never used effects. I always thought that when you're doing a solo, if you're not able to rip, with the tone you have, and you need a bunch of things to cover up, you need a bunch of things to help you, you're not real guitar player. So I played like that forever, until I, started to want to mess around with some stuff. And delay was like literally the only thing I was, fully, you know, sold on. Everything else is just too flashy and too much for me. And but carbon copy delay, probably the best delay you can get. One of the best delays you can get. There's a bunch of stuff out there, but the carbon copy is not only just a delay. It's got you can add some chorus in there and stuff if you want. And I just really like that, and that's my only effect other than that compressor, which kind of splashes everything and makes it sound really consistent. So let me show you my guitars. This is, you know, my signature custom Star from Roars Guitars out of San Diego, California. And my buddy Preston originally was out in Colorado, living in Fort Collins area. And he just came to, you know, I met him at an interview where I played one of his guitars, his custom guitars, all handmade, you know, with love, you know, can definitely feel the soul in them. And I was like, yeah, man, these are great, but I was playing something different. I was hooked up with a different company. And he came to one of our shows one time and picked up one of my guitars, production model guitar made in China or whatever, picked up my guitar and went, I can make a better guitar than this. And I was like, prove it. You know, let's see it. And I told him everything I wanted, every single thing I wanted. Of course, the Star body, this is my shape, what I, you know, prefer. You know, what I really am into, what I would like to be known for someday. With the Floyd Rose, gotta have that, gotta have the dime bag going on. I only use bridge pickup, 22 frets, and then, you know, nothing too crazy, but stainless steel frets, locking tuners by Hipshot. That's an original. That's a Floyd Rose original. Pickups by Instrumental Pickups out of Salt Lake City, Utah. Who are incredible pickups and very cool with me and Preston. So, with this guitar right here, this is brand new. Actually, I got it at NAMM, which was only a couple weeks ago. This is the RS4, and different from my other guitar. It's sharp. Preston wanted to make me a stealth model guitar. I'm more of a rounded edge kind of guy. And I was like, no, man, I don't want stealth. You know, I don't really like points. I'm not that metal. You know what I mean? I mean, it's an extreme body guitar anyway, with it being rounded. But he was like, no, man, I gotta make you one. And I was like, okay, do whatever you want. So for this one, we got a couple different things. We got the Floyd Rose Pro Bridge. It's got some, you know, different saddle setups and stuff. Other than that, the wood is different. This guitar is probably about, I don't want to over-exaggerate, but it's the heaviest guitar I've ever held in my life. And most people say the same. With this one, it's much lighter, which doesn't necessarily mean I like it more or anything. I like that one. This guitar, I always say it's my Excalibur or my Thor's hammer because no one else can pick that. Okay, and then my strings are, I'm using at this time I'm using Dunlop 46, 9 to 46, heavier bottom and a lighter top so I can bend the hell out of the strings. And then otherwise this thing is completely the same. One thing I'd love to talk about is these leather straps. They're stretchy, they're soft, they don't dig into your neck. I do a lot of windmills and head banging throughout the whole set. I just don't stop. And they don't dig into my neck or anything. So I love the hell out of these straps, and I would like to get hooked up with them someday. So that's pretty much it. All right. Thanks for checking out my gear and Guitarland, the Guitarland Havok. And March 10th, Conformicide, our new record comes out, Century Media Records, and it's our 4th release, the best release. Everybody says that about their new stuff, but it's a good one. So go pick it up. Go to Facebook. We have a Facebook page, Havok Official, Havok Band Official. It's the same name for the YouTube page, Instagram page, and all that. So go check it out, give it a like, pick up the record.